So off we go then. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, an impressive talent that I'll be watching will be Mikel Oyarzabal. He likes to play with a freedom and drift between the flank and that number 10 position. And
Carlos Soler
will simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
Oscarson looking to pass their way up the pitch. Madueke. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. He's having a hit! And that is wildly off target.
Arsenal certainly look sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
And he's being shifted off it. This looks promising. Now it's Torrientes. Well timed, excellent interception. Martinelli. That's a lovely, neat pass. Elustondo. Now it's Gabriel Jesus.
It's Gabriel Jesus!
He's got away with one there. Torrientes. Oscarson. Lewis Skelly. Martinelli picks it up out wide. Martinelli gets flagged offside. Madueke and Mosquera. Norgard. Oh, good looking ball. Martinelli. Oh, that's an excellent interception. Sucic. And it's Torrientes. Lewis Skelly. Throw-in. Now it's Martinelli. Oscarson. Norgard makes the interception. Kepa chooses to deal with it himself. Oscarson threads one in. Sucic looking to receive it in space. Not the most accurate pass. A lot of space here, a real opportunity. Madueke. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to... Gabriel Jesus!
Oh, that was no routine save.
Gabriel Jesus actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And we have our very first corner. Got nowhere to hide after that one. Well, he can only improve on that one next time. Mikel Oyarzabal and Zubeldia. Elustondo and Zubeldia. Sucic, a probing pass. Oh, he's found support out wide. He's shifting through the gears here, looking for the far post. Calafiori can get it clear. Martinelli.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Can he get it through? Oscarson wants to run onto this. Shapes to shoot! Madueke charging forward, the ball at his feet. First quarter of an hour gone. Oyarzabal, foot in. It may be goalless, but it is not without interest.
Well, it's certainly not a drab affair, Peter. It's had its moments.
Now it's Ødegaard. Applies the finish! Too close for comfort. Aramburu. And it's Elustondo. And it's Luis Skelly. Trientes. Oscarson.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
That's good running with the ball. Gabriel Jesus. Oh, lovely feed. He is such a good mover. He's having a pop. He's done very well to get to that.
Madueke clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
It's their second corner of the game. And a few accusing looks coming his way. Aramburu, and it's Sucic. And Zubeldia, Mikel Oyarzabal, now it's Carlos Soler, pinches it off him. Martinelli. Zubeldia attempts a clearance. Mikel Oyarzabal. Zubeldia promptly onto that, and that is that. Aramburu. Sucic. And it's Sucic. Oscarson. Trientes. That has been slung wide. And here's Oyarzabal. Ødegaard could move up a gear here. For Martinelli. And he's intervened well there. Sucic. And it's Aramburu. And Trientes. Oscarson. Norgard. Sucic. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. Madueke. Mikel Oyarzabal. Zubeldia. And it's Trientes. Capie gets it away, and that's been won straight back. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Aramburu. And here's Jesus. Just more than 15 minutes till half-time. That's a good run down the left. Martinelli puts them all in. And it's claimed by the keeper. Sergio Gomez. Here's Oyarzabal. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. And it's made its way to him. Mikel Oyarzabal. Great defending, strong and determined. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. It's Gabriel Jesus! And for a moment, time stood still. Elustondo. Zubeldia. And it's Gomez. And he's forced to go back. Carlos Soler. Here's the return pass.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space. That's just playing it safe and simple.
That's the throw. Another throw-in. And here's Oyarzabal. Gabriel Jesus. Good running, strong and purposeful. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Chance for a shot! It's run loose. Oh, what has happened here? In by Martinelli.
Oh, that's a cracking ball. Too quick for defence and keeper.
Aramburu. And it's Sucic. Mosquera kept his eye on it, and he's there. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. Nice control.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oscarson did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Good ball, good take. That's a good foot in there. Norgard. And they're quick to get it back. Now it's Martinelli. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. 0-0, but nevertheless a very decent game. Martinelli. Oh, that's a key interception. Ødegaard finds himself offside. Ødegaard wins the duel this time. And he's let fly. Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Gabriel Jesus is offering a right smile there.
Oscarson. Martinelli. Madueke. And it's Lewis Skelly. Oh, he's having a go! And again, he is at his elastic best.
Lewis Skelly really can't believe it. Foiled by the keeper again.
It's a pretty loose pass. And here's Jesus. Madueke. Tries one from range. He doesn't look too happy with that.
Madueke really looked as though he had chosen correctly then, and yet we quickly realised he hadn't.
Sucic. And it's Elustondo. And Turientes. This is a promising build-up. Sucic. Incapie producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Turientes. Turns back here, probably the best option. That has ended up in no man's land. Madueke.
Se agregará un minuto al tiempo
Well, he got rid
reglamentario.
because he was under pressure.
Gabriel Jesus receives it. Gabriel Jesus! The captain scores!
Well, this is exactly what you want from your skipper, Peter. I mean, this was about as perfect a time as you can score. Some players already had their heads in the dressing room, but he remained alert.
Número 9.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Arsenal are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I think
And the whistle goes for half-time. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, this is when you need your players to step up, Peter. Be brave, see all that courage. They need to have a big start to the second half to give them some momentum, and they're not going to get that if they're being too risk-averse.
Arsenal leading via the game's only goal, 1-0 at the break. Gets us going once more. Arsenal leading courtesy of the game's only goal. Zubimendi. No, that's been intercepted. Zubeldia spots it and intercepts.
Yeah, that works for me. The denial of movement, blunt and brusque.
And here's Jesus. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
That has been cut short. Now it's Carlos Soler. Engages and forces him off the ball. Madueke. Sergio Gomez. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Zubeldia. And it's Elostondo. Aramburu. And Sucic.
Arsenal couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
He's in a great position here. Now there's and the shot! It's a goal! A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. Oh, that is a sweet finish, gorgeously controlled and ruthlessly dispatched.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
Arsenal are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. He's had it taken off him.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Martinelli. Now this is an adventurous run down that left-hand side. Martinelli tries to cross. Sučić. Oscarson. Lewis Skelly. And it's Soler. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. Zubimendi. And back to the keeper they go. Gabriel Jesus needing to deal with defending that's more up close and personal.
Well, this defence now knows that they have to reduce his movement because they've allowed him to run free.
Chooses to go crossfield. Martinelli. Oh, that's well spotted.
Incentive set and incentive met. Now they've got to take it on another level.
He takes a shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Was a brilliant save.
Sučić really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
He's found a way through. That is good strength. Now can he find a fit? It's Gabriel Jesus! That is decidedly lacking.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
He'll try from distance! Oh, and they really should have been made to pay. Aramburu. And it's Sučić. Norgard does well not to be outdone there. Now he's off and running. Now it's Gabriel Jesus. Just about within shooting range. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Zubeldia. Now Sergio Gomez. Trientes. And it's Sučić. Shifted it to the flank. Nicely weighted ball. Gomez looking to receive it in space. Calafiori. To Martinelli. Zubeldia cuts it out. Well read, nice interception. It's an inviting looking ball, that. Kepa breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. And he was quick to react. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Zubeldia. Sergio Gomez. Gabriel Jesus. Zubeldia calmly anticipates. Sucic. Tries to pass it through. And that could set him on his way. Oh, good effort! And he's stuck it away. Back within one. They have them in their sights again. Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Just one in it now.
Well, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Well, Jim, it is abundantly clear that the tone of this game has changed markedly within the last few moments.
Well, it has, because the deficit has now been halved, Peter, and because of that, it seems to have developed into some sort of shock for them, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they can take it on from here. That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Aramburu. And it's Sucic. And it's Luis Skelly. It's Carlos Soler. Now it's Oyarzabal. Over to the other side.
Good ball, that too.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Luis Skelly. Now it's Ødegaard. Zubimendi. Trientes. Norgard. Good effort from distance. And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Hay un cambio en el campo de juego. Número
Arsenal
18.
have their third corner.
Entrará al campo. Número 11. Cambio.
And it's Zubimendi. And the shot! That's got him rattled. So their fourth corner of the game. Out of play for a throw. Now, can they get him away? It's a really well-measured ball. Arsenal do have a chance to counter here. Cleared away. And he's there to retrieve it. Now it's Havertz. Plenty to aim at. Havertz! Oh, that is rather wayward.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
Se está realizando un cambio.
So a bit of a revolving door here. Lots and lots of changes. Elustondo. Stood up well to him there. Arsenal are making a change. After this, just one opportunity to do so. Into the last quarter of an hour. Oyarzabal has it out wide and in space. Arsenal have opted to make another change here.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Sergio Gomez. Out again for a throw-in. Drives it in. And the keeper beats it away. And that is well cleared. And it's Gomez. They get a throw-in. So we have further activity on the bench here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the effort he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Número 8, número 24. Entran número 21, número 23.
And he's managed to get free.
Chipuzkoa really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Rice. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Havertz. Goes for the shot! Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Well, for me, he seems to be playing with a lot more zest now. He does look the most likely to grab that second goal cushion.
Elustondo. Zaharian. Zubeldia. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Oscarson has found the net here, of course. And it's Zakarian. That's been cut out, well played.
This is the time you need that pace.
Spread to the right. He's going for goal! And no, he couldn't find the finish. Elustondo. Now Mendes. Can he get onto this? Oscarson. And that's definitely not his best. Played into space. Zubeldia gets across to intercept that. Aramburu. Gonzalo Guedes. Now it's Havertz. Played out towards the right wing.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Into the last 5 minutes.
Arsenal nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Oscarson showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Elustondo kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Arsenal moments now away from seeing this one out. eFootball providing an outlet on that flank. Gonzalo Guedes could have here their final chance. harmlessly behind. Tries from a long way out. Oh, didn't catch it right. Sergio Gomez. Mikel Oyarzabal. And it's Mendes. Merino. Mikel Merino making good progress on the right-hand side.
Se agregarán
And
3
it's
minutos
Marino.
al tiempo reglamentario.
Zubimendi. Now it's Madueke. Gonzalo Guedes. And he's had it nicked away. Gonzalo Guedes. And Zaharian. Erdegaard. Now it's Havertz. Trossard. Madueke, who does have an assist to his name. Oh, nicely intercepted. Aramburu.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer and quickly.
And that will be it. Arsenal have emerged victorious in this match of thrills. The odd goal ultimately proving the difference. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
This was all about tactics, Peter. A weakness in the central areas, both in defence and midfield, which is something we referred to before the game, and the manager was smart enough to make sure it was exploited.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight.